obviously you were looking for a response game after the loss on Long Island. What was missing tonight? Obviously you came up pretty good in the first period, but where did things kind of get away from you?
Yeah, I mean, started pretty well. I thought we were skating, but then they scored a goal, and then kind of in the second period they took over, and we went back to our bad habits and made it way too easy on them, and you're not going to win like that.
What needs to change to kind of jumpstart this team to getting kind of back to those good habits?
Just consistent. We know what to do. We just got to do it consistently. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to simplify, especially in moments like this where, obviously things are not going our way. We got to work our way out of this with simplicity, and we can't be forcing pucks at the blue line. That's feeding their game. They go the other way, and they have a lot of skill guys that inviting this, and then they just capitalize off that stuff. So that's how we're beating ourselves.
What's the key to finishing? Because it seems like you guys are generating tons and tons of chances, particularly in that first period, but haven't been able to solve a couple goaltenders here.
Just sticking with it. Go hard to the net and put more pucks there. It's if you do it consistently, eventually it's going to go in. But you can't change the game and then start trying to open things up the score one. We got to play solid defensively and work our way into the offensive zone that way. And with forecheck, that's how we created stuff. With forecheck, we can't be trying plays at the blue line and then they go the other way and they're feeling good about their game.
Timo, there's a lot of talk after last game just about this being kind of a big response for you guys and needing that. Is it disheartening? Is it disappointing that this was the response that you guys had?
Yeah, obviously it's about actions. You got to do it. You got to go out there and do it. Everybody's got to want it. We need every single person to jump on this and work through this together as a team and keep building our game and believe in each other. So. I mean, that's not the response we wanted, but we gotta move on, and we've talked. I feel like we've talked a lot, and it's the action that's got to take over.
You talked about finishing. How much do you think confidence plays in a role in the struggle to finish?
I think you can, confidence. Confidence is going to come when you you work hard and you're doing the right things over and over. That's how you build confidence. I strongly believe. So we got to do that as a team, and then we're going to get rewarded.
It feel to be back out there, back skating, and kind of the demands of a normal game.
Yeah, I mean it's great to be back, but yeah, the game wasn't best, so I got not great feelings about that.
How'd you feel where your conditioning is, where everything is at? Like, did you feel like you had any kind of layover from being the time away?
Yeah, I felt pretty good. So yeah, I just think it's gonna be just better and better each game.
And on when Dower comes out of the penalty box, was there miscommunication on who needed to get back, or what kind of happened on that play?
Yeah, I mean it happens, but yeah, I need to be better on that and realize that there were like a couple seconds left on the penalty and then just back up a little bit. So yeah.
Is that kind of the time away affecting? Kind of get used to some of those things, or just an honest mistake?
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, I have to learn from these things, and I hope it's not going to happen again.
Around the room regarding tonight's game was what the response was going to look like. Obviously, you don't get the result here, and you said it before. It's not a lack of effort or a lack of trying from your group. Just curious what your assessment is of this one here.
I thought for parts of it, there's parts that you like. Once we got settled into the game in the first period, I thought we were quite good. I mean, we didn't give up a shot on goal in the last 11 minutes of the first period and had some point-blank opportunities. So our inability to execute on those chances obviously makes us come out of the period down one. Yet still, obviously like a lot about our game at that point in time. Like how we started the second period. And then you kind of see the power play there kind of sucks the life out of our game. Not obviously the power play itself and its inability to come through, but to give up, to come out of the power play with a breakaway and now down 2-0, that stung. And you could feel that on the bench. And thought it kind of compromised the rest of our second period, unfortunately.
Well, Sheldon, you're in just like to focus on the game and not all the noise around it. But in the third period, you're still in the game. How important, at least for a moment when you look at this game, to see Luke score and just have a little bit of a push there. How important was it to see that, just the way things have been going for you guys?
Yeah, like I said, I lots to like about our first period, lots to like about our third period. Obviously, our power play, and then the penalties that we took are to me the game-altering plays or game-altering situations. So that's what we got to do better and give ourselves an opportunity. When you're going through like this, you can't have self-inflicted mistakes, and to get down 2-0 was a tough one. And then the penalties we took make it hard. It's a great power play over there, and you give them a 5-on-3, it's going to be tough. We nearly killed it. But yeah, I did like the response in the third period. Shook up our power play a little bit, and liked the response that we got from that, obviously. And we weren't able to get the next one that we needed.
Talked to Timo, and he said some of the bad habits came in that second period. Do you think it was the power play that kind of took the life out of you guys?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, liked our first period, especially the last half of the first, and then liked how we started in the second. We're going just fine. Get a power play. It's our chance to turn the game. We don't do that and give up the goal. You could feel it on the bench, unfortunately. The emotion, the energy really got zapped. That's a tough one to overcome, but we had to overcome it. That's just the reality. There's lots of game left. We were unable to do so, and then I just thought we got on our heels. Pittsburgh started to win some shifts, so now you're kind of in the back end of your shift, and then you could see the guys, to me, were overdoing it, trying a little too hard, trying to make too many plays, and not just getting to our game that was effective when we did it well in terms of getting pucks in behind them and forechecking and establishing some time in their end.
Sheldon, are you concerned about your job security if these struggles continue?
That's out of my hands. It's not in my control. I like I said, I liked a lot about our game here. I know what this team needs, and we got to get them going. But I'm also well aware of the reality of the business and how it works. But I'm going to focus on getting our team ready for the next game and keep building here. To me, this is we can use this as an organization as a great opportunity to take great steps in the big picture, because we've got a lot of things that we need to get better at, and when we lose focus on that and we get ahead of ourselves, these kind of things happen. We got work to do to become a real hockey team. I think there's a perception that we were a real hockey team before the work was put in, and you get exposed. And that's, to me, where we're at. We got to keep on building our game. And you see lots of elements out there. It's closer than you think. Some of those pucks fall in the first period. Some of these chances, we win this hockey game here today. But that's where we're at right now, and we're going to keep working it, and I'm going to keep working at it. And part of coaching is you got to deal with crisis and challenges. These kind of things excite me. I believe I can be part of the solution here, and I'm going to keep doing my job to find the answers.
I believe you've mentioned it, and I know guys did in the room, that change doesn't happen overnight, and you have a lot of things to work on. So as a coach in particular, how do you help the team kind of isolate the good things that you saw tonight despite not getting the result that you wanted during a tough stretch like this?
I think, there's a couple things happening. Obviously, there's the offensive piece. We got a lot of guys that are squeezing the stick and haven't finished, guys that you expect to finish, As I said, I think we played a good first period, and we outchanced them pretty significantly, and don't give up a shot in the last 11 minutes. We're in control. Got to score, you got to score to give your team real life. You think of the games that we've won. I'm trying to think back to the one it was where we got a couple in the first period. You get life, you get going. We need that, and we don't have that. We got to be really, really stingy and really diligent in our game. That's why I think that power play and the shorthanded goal ultimately, or not shorthanded goal, but the goal coming out of the penalty box, that just zaps a lot of life out of you when you're going through this right now. But it's right there, and it's a lot closer than it appears. But we gotta keep with it, and we gotta get it right.
Thanks, Sheldon.
Talking about the struggles for the top guys to finish, how much does confidence play a role in that?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, these guys know how to score. You know, obviously, like when you're not feeling it, instead of the puck going kind of posting in, you know, you end up kind of overthinking it and hits the goalie in the chest. Or Brader on his breakaway, I think he had the goalie beat pretty clean. If he just takes it to his backhand, but he kind of overdo it a little bit, and you know, you don't get the move that you want. Like, that's kind of where we're at right now. So that doesn't mean you still can't win. You know, you got to be able to take care of the game in other ways while we find our way through it. That's what I'm talking about. I think we're closer than it appears, but while we're not scoring, I think it's exposing other areas of our game that are fundamental issues that even if we are scoring, you know, whether it's now or in the bigger picture, they're gonna hurt us. So we got to get these things right while we're going through this. And when the scoring starts coming and our game is right, then we have something.
Thanks, Coach.
To describe this stretch, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of words, but it's been a challenge. But I mean, you get into coaching because you like challenges. You don't get into coaching just because everything's going to be rosy and fun every day. I enjoy a challenge, and I think our players recognize it, and maybe we can come out the other side of it, then we'll be much better for it.